Let me ask you something. What would you do if the government, your government, secretly drugged you, manipulated you, rewired your brain, and erased your memories, all without your consent? Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But this actually happened. From the 1950s to the 1970s, the CIA ran a top-secret, illegal mind control project called MKUltra, and they left behind a trail of destroyed lives, broken minds, and one terrifying truth. They wanted to control you. And they almost got away with it. The war was over. World War II ended in 1945. America had won. But victory came with a new enemy. The Cold War had begun. The US was obsessed with one idea: Soviet mind control. American soldiers had been captured in Korea, and when they came back, they acted strange. Some defected. Others confessed to things they never did. The US panicked. Were the Soviets using drugs? Hypnosis? Brainwashing? That's what the CIA wanted to know. They believed the human brain could be hacked, reprogrammed like a machine. So they started studying Nazi records, yes, actual Nazi documents from the concentration camps, and hired Nazi scientists under Operation Paperclip. If the enemy could control minds, the US would do it better. And so began Project Artichoke, the precursor to MKUltra. They tested hypnosis, forced confessions, truth serums, but it wasn't enough. They wanted more. In 1953, the CIA handed full control of the program to a man named Sidney Gottlieb, a chemist, a poison expert, a deeply religious man, and one of the most dangerous minds in US history. They called him the Black Sorcerer. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a spy master. He was a doctor who believed the mind could be melted and rebuilt, like clay. Gottlieb officially launched MKUltra with one goal: to develop techniques to control human behavior, alter memory, manipulate willpower, and create obedient subjects, by any means necessary. And he meant it. MKUltra was not one experiment. It was over 150 sub-projects. Funded through fake foundations, funneled through universities and hospitals, and hidden from Congress. The main weapon of choice? LSD. The mind-altering psychedelic drug. Gottlieb believed LSD could be used to erase memories, induce obedience, or even create assassins. So they started testing it. On college students. On prisoners. On mental patients. On prostitutes. On CIA agents. On random civilians who never knew. They called it non-consensual behavioral modification. What it really was psychological torture. Some people were locked in rooms for weeks on acid trips. Others were given a mix of LSD and electroshock. Some were kept awake for days. Others were put to sleep for months. One man was given LSD every day for 174 days. He lost his mind permanently. They were trying to discover how to erase identity, how to implant false memories, how to break a person's mind and rebuild it from scratch. It was brainwashing with a government budget. One of the most tragic cases in the MKUltra files was Frank Olson. Olson was a US Army biochemist working on biological weapons. He began asking too many questions about MKUltra. So one day in 1953, his CIA colleagues secretly dosed him with LSD, without telling him. Frank spiraled into a breakdown. He became paranoid, unstable. He told his wife he had made a terrible mistake. He wanted out. 9 days later, Frank Olson fell to his death from a 13th-floor hotel window in New York City. The government said it was suicide. Case closed. But decades later, a second autopsy revealed he may have been pushed. Frank Olson's son spent his life trying to uncover the truth. And when the story came out, it confirmed what many feared. MKUltra didn't just destroy minds. It killed. By the late 1960s, things were changing. The counterculture was rising. People were protesting Vietnam. The government's lies were being exposed. And MKUltra was getting harder to hide. In 1973, after Watergate, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered all MKUltra documents destroyed. Tens of thousands of pages, gone. But Helms made a mistake. About 20,000 financial documents were stored off-site and missed in the purge. 2 years later, in 1975, the Church Committee launched a full investigation into U.S. intelligence abuses. They uncovered MKUltra, and the world was horrified. Testimonies were given. Victims spoke. Names came out. But most of the people involved walked away free. No arrests. No trials. No full accountability. Just the promise. We'll never let this happen again. MKUltra officially ended in the 1970s. But the questions never stopped. How many people were used? How many lives were ruined? Did anything from MKUltra actually work? Some claim the CIA did develop real techniques for mind manipulation. Others say it was all failure and delusion. But we know this. The scars are real. The victims were real. And some of the people involved moved on to even higher positions in government. The darkest irony? The CIA had started MKUltra to stop Soviet brainwashing, but in the end, they became what they feared. You've probably heard people say, "That's just a conspiracy theory." But MKUltra wasn't. It was signed, sealed, approved, and hidden. Until it couldn't be hidden anymore. And today, when people question the government, when they speak about secret experiments, when they wonder if they're being watched or manipulated, they're not crazy. They're just remembering. Because once upon a time, in the name of national security, America experimented on its own people. Not with bombs. Not with bullets. But with the mind. MKUltra was supposed to make the perfect weapon. Instead, it revealed the perfect horror. And some say, it never really stopped. They thought they could bury the truth, burn the files, erase the names, and silence the victims. But some secrets don't stay buried. MKUltra was never just a program. It was a mirror, a reflection of what a government is willing to do when nobody's watching. It wasn't just about mind control. It was about control, period. Because if you can make someone doubt their memories, if you can rewrite their reality, you don't need guns. You don't need prisons. You own them. And while MKUltra officially ended decades ago, the methods, the motives, the mindset, some say they've simply gone digital. So next time you're told to stop asking questions, remember what happened when people didn't. If you've made it this far, you now know more about MKUltra than most Americans ever will. But this is just one file in a very deep vault. There are other secrets, other lies, other experiments that haven't been exposed yet. So if you want more stories like this, if you want to uncover what they hoped you'd never hear, if you believe the truth is worth telling, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications, because silence lets them win. But curiosity? That's rebellion. This isn't just entertainment. It's evidence. It's history. It's warning. And together, we're going to unlock every last classified page.